For my Coattail final project, I teamed up with the amazing Amy Mulvihill to offer a STEAM ASL to UES students at our school. We had applicants apply on a Google form that Amy posted on her blog, and that was just a great process because students could commit to the project, choose something that they were really passionate about, talk to their parents about it, and have their parents be there when they registered, and really get prepared before they came to the first session. Our big goals for this project was to guide students towards their own independent learning, to help support them in their research, experimentation, the design process, and to really see them problem solve creatively and, of course, contribute to a global platform.
Hi DIY participants, my name is Ms. Tara and I'm going to be walking through our first step in the process. You can do this at home and get ready for our first ASL. Where you want to begin is researching. So I have my iPad here and I've been looking up DIY projects for many months. I found something I really liked on Instructables. It's how to sew a quilt. And a good project for me is something that really challenges me. I know it's going to be difficult in some ways, but I'm going to work through those challenges. I can experiment to solve my problems, and something that you're really passionate about, something you really want to make. I really want to make a quilt. So in order to prepare further, first I read everything on Instructables. It's a great site for giving you step-by-steps on how to make something, and all the steps are below. So I read it very thoroughly, and then I wrote down a bunch of notes, and I altered the design from Instructables to meet my own needs. So here's my sketch for my quilt. It has my measurements, and it's also a t-shirt quilt. On Instructables, they are not making a t-shirt quilt, so I'm also doing additional research into how to make t-shirt quilts, and I'm blending the research to meet my own needs. I've also done some experiments here because I'm new to sewing, so I sewed some patchwork coasters in order to see about the quilting process. So you would start by researching, and then you're also going to collect all of your materials and get a bin or a box or a bag where you can store the materials and bring them into school. That's a very important step for step one. Once you have all of that, you also want to think about documentation. We want you to be able to share your process with our session participants as well as the global community. So I'm filming right now with Mr. Sean.
Hello.
And we're going to be using them as YouTube videos to kind of piece together the process for your sake so that I can share it with you, but also for the global community. So think about how you want to document as you go. Every session you'll need to document, and then in the end, we'll try and create a way to share it with a global platform. All right, see you on our first session.
I bet you're dying to meet the participants. Here they are. The steps that the students used were to research in order to first choose their project, plan out what the materials were going to be and how they were going to do it, and then, of course, experiment, create, iterate, and just have a good time with it. As students worked, Amy and I guided, coached, and had side chats with students. I was so excited by the level of dedication that came from the students and amused by their approaches to problem solving. They weren't always practical, and that was where teacher advice was golden. I witnessed the design cycle being completed wholeheartedly by the students. They came in with an idea or curiosity, and they were so excited to see it through. They researched independently or with the help of teachers or parents at home. They discussed ideas with their peers, they experimented with materials and methods, they altered their thinking to try new ways of doing, and they persevered towards a goal and navigated their ideas towards solutions. I was also so impressed at how well Class Dojo's badge system worked as an assessment process. Students were so motivated to gain the badges and seemed to understand they assessed targets due to their desire for the badges. Their last step was to share on some kind of global platform. A lot of our students chose Google Slides. Here's some of them presenting in front of the group.
2 tissue boxes, super glue, and paint if you want. So, step 1 was to seal the box. Just seal the lid, the box's lid. Step 2 was the arms and legs. So, 2 biggest toilet rolls. You had to stick them like so they're sticking out of the box, like on my picture over there on the left.
Or on the dyno that's right out front.
Yeah. And in the smallest toilet rolls, downwards with the width of the car in. Is it gonna glow? No.
So you'd have to add a little light to the bottom if you wanted it to light up
Yeah,
like a night
but
light.
I didn't. Yeah.
Looks cool.
Bubbles.
But it was red at the
As you
first
can
class.
see, our last session was a group share out. Again, the students wowed me with their true interest in what each other did and how they chose to assemble their information. But how did they fare with their global connections? I would not say that was a strength of the ASL. Though we discussed sharing on YouTube, Creatables, their own blog posts, or Twitter, the students chose predominantly Google Slides. Why? Simply because it was what they knew. We were able to create a display of student work, and the students each made QR codes so that the school community could scan and learn more about their process. But certainly, if I could do this again, I would encourage all participants to start by tinkering on Creatables and have that be the platform of choice. Of course, participants could go other ways, but this would offer them a solution more readily and an opportunity to engage with online student communities. 3 students took their work to YouTube and Seesaw: Carlos, Martin, and Young Hyun.